Good morning. It's a nice, bright and early morning here with this white blaze. Always feels happy to be here. Always, always. Brand new Topo Traverse trail runners.
I got a GoPro.
Good morning. It is Stick the Eagle here with Scorch.
Hey.
And we are hiking the Appalachian Trail in Massachusetts. We are hiking uphill, and I have to remember what it's like to hike uphill with a backpack.
I'm like panting.
I've been doing the whites, but hiking uphill with a backpack on is a lot harder, even though it's a smaller incline. But we're on the Appalachian Trail, and we're doing the Massachusetts section to finish her
Thank you so much.
Massachusetts section as you work on the Appalachian Trail. So we're gonna have a good time. We're doing about 63 miles total of a section on the AT, and we're gonna go slow and steady and enjoy it along the way.
Yeah.
Much slower than what I did when I did it last time.
I know, you probably got done like 4 days.
So let's keep on hiking northbound.
Pretty. Farm.
Love views like this.
It's really nice weather for hiking.
You're just saying how it's nice and breezy, it's cool, it's great weather for hiking, and it's also great just to breathe in the fresh air and fresh plants here. Take a break from everyday life a little bit. Blue Hill Road already. Mount Wilcox shelters. These were the very shelters that I hiked up in a rainstorm. Up to these shelters here when I was here last time. Not today. Beautiful mountain laurel here. Love these mountain laurel tunnels. South you get the rhododendrons, but last time I was in Great Barrington was Memorial Day weekend, I believe, cause I know they were having their Memorial Day parade that we got to, Memorial Day party that we got to crash at the fire station or something. Burgers, hot dogs, everything. That was a good memory with Frizzle and Nichols on this trail section. Feels great to be back in the AT. White blaze. What do we have here? Pond Loop Trail. Oh, we're 4 miles from the Tom Leonard shelter. I remember that. This looks like a great place for a swim.
Yeah, cold, I bet. Look, oh my gosh, wow, those are all lily pads.
This is beautiful.
But there's a lot of bass in here.
So we're looking southeast right now. That tall one there is Mount Everett. And beyond that is Race and Bear Mountain in Connecticut. So that's where the AT has been. Cool. We found a nice little spot here for a little break. Nice rocks to sit on. This is what it's like to lounge on the AT. Didn't do too much of this. I took the tag off that pack this morning, by the way. So, first time actually using the pack since trail days, since we got the new one. Just love how the clouds just look and how everything's moving so slowly. There's our blaze. See that black behind it? That's where somebody last year, I remember going through this section and somebody had gone through and like painted black over the blazes for some reason. And I remember that from last year, this section. But somebody went back and repainted the blazes. They're nice and fresh now. Another black paint on trees. This whole section was like that and had to be reblazed. But we're going downhill now after the view. And it's a beautiful day here. Just met a southbounder. Triple crowning too. It's awesome. Already forget what his name was. Benji. So good luck to you, Benji. Hope you have a great southbound hike from here. First southbounder we've met. Wilcox South. Down that Blue Blaze Trail. Beautiful spot for a tent here, or a lunch break. We saw that shelter 0.3 miles, and we're like, let's sit here instead, right? No need to do an additional 0.3 for like a lunch break. Remember, bear cans double as a seat.
Oh, yeah.
Snack time. Lunch we got with baby carrots, some beef jerky, and some dried cranberries. 4.1 to Shaker, 14 to Upper Goose Pond Cabin. White Blaze, take us northbound. You remember Upper Goose Pond Cabin? Last year, walked in there at like 7:30 at night just to sleep. Didn't spend enough time relaxing there. Maybe that'll change this time. White Blaze. This lovely field of ferns that we're walking through. It's so pretty. This is why I love Massachusetts, because you can just look around and be filled with a silence around you. You just stand still for a moment and listen, and there's nothing but birds or crickets or silence. And remember when I was on my hike last year that Massachusetts was the first state where I really started to embrace that silence, because you have nice trails like this where you can just be slowly walking and you don't have to concentrate on the up and down like you do in New York and Connecticut a lot. A lot of flat walking and easy walking to embrace the silence. The landscape changes so much. From prairies, fields, to pine forests. Nice stone wall here in the woods. Remnants of old farming communities, probably. Another one of these beautiful stone walls left here. So beautiful out here. This is a corner of the stone wall right here. There's one side, then it cuts over this way. It's cool. White Blaze. I am so glad to be doing this little section in Massachusetts. I remember loving Massachusetts for the quiet feel, for the remote feel, and I'm feeling that again right now, the same reasons why I love Massachusetts. Now, last time I was out here, of course, I did from Great Barrington, or just north of Great Barrington, all the way to Goose Pond. I did say I want to spend a little more time at Goose Pond. This time, gotta remember that I'd done most of the majority of the hike by that point. This is almost like day one of walking, which means that you have to keep your miles short if you want to keep in good condition. So you should not be doing 20 miles, even though I did 20 miles through this section initially last year. Let me say a little something here. When I did the Foothills Trail, I did 15 miles on the first day with Nichols and PBJ and felt exhausted at the end of it. So even if you've thru hiked a trail and you feel or people think you're an expert and should be able to naturally get up and do all these miles again, no. You've got to take it easy. Take it step by step. And by the way, this hike is all about celebrating Scorch's finishing the Massachusetts section, and she's more than halfway done with the states. Yet she still has to do Virginia, which is obviously a long state, but this is cool. That's why I'm here. But an added benefit is re-enjoying this Massachusetts section of the AT. Hear all those birds? Ashtray, huh? There's some ash trees out here. The Appalachian Mountains used to be a lot of ash trees, and then they got killed off by this awful sickness that killed much of their population. So I did not expect to run into an ash tree today. I remember walking down this hill last year where Frizzle and Nichols were ahead of me. We were still camping basically the same place every night, but they were ahead of me, and I was trying to kind of catch up to them. They ran into a bear on this hill that they scared away before I got to it. But I also remember appreciating all this lush green on this hill on the way down. Then eventually made it to the AT stand, and eventually to Goose Pond, like 2 hours after they had made it there. But that was fine. I was fine being slower than them. This time, Scorch is somewhere behind me. I waited for her once. She's not too far behind me. I've been keeping tabs on her. But this is great. All this lush green forest is terrific. There's a little dirt road that we're coming to. Nice road. Shaker campsite. Goose Pond is 9.5 from here. So there's the privy. Here's some tent platforms. A nice picnic table. Fire pit. And there look to even be a few earthen pads. Here and over here. Which is awesome. Welcome to Shaker Campsite, where I was here on May 28th, 2024 for a lunch. Love the history. And this is Merlin, who had been chasing for a while. It's the beginning of the logbook. My page has fallen out of the logbook now, but it's still there. Frizzle and Nichols never signed this. They never stopped here. But I remember Sixes, he was from early on. Remember some of these names here. It's cool that it was still here. I did find Lyric though, May 25th. So May 25th was, 3 days before me. Wrong way. Ran into him in North Carolina. He was there, 6/16. I'm just reading the logbook now, reading all these entries, seeing if I recognize anybody. Since we got here about 4 o'clock, we didn't start hiking until 10, so we did the 9 and change miles in 6 hours, including taking 2 relatively longer breaks. So we were pretty good at 2 miles per hour, I think. I was here last time about 2 to 2:30. So, and then I made it to Goose Pond 5 hours later, so it's pretty much a 5-hour hike to Goose Pond from here. We'll see what happens tomorrow. And 724, the Golden Brick. Sweet Relish carried it through here. So we're collecting water from the substantial stream that is near Shaker Campsite here. I got 1.5 liters by being patient.
Whatever the hell I touched really burns.
There's some more wild blueberries right here. First time trying a pot that has a lid on it. This is my first time using this new pot. And this stove I've used since my very first backpacking trip in the Appalachian Trail. But the biggest thing here is picking the right one. Nichols, this chicken Alfredo pasta is the older one. It's well worn. This one is the one that's lived inside this spare can since Georgia. And I said that after, well, remember in Vermont, on our day 100 when I pulled it out, you told me to take it to Katahdin. I did, and I didn't eat it on Katahdin. And I said, well, I got to go back to the AT to eat it, to celebrate the thru hike and celebrate the finish. And today's the day where I'm on the AT, and I can eat this chicken Alfredo pasta. So we're gonna celebrate by eating this chicken Alfredo pasta that I carried all the way from Georgia to Maine last year. It's hydration phase. Dinner time. So it's such a relaxing day today.
What?
To relax at like 4 o'clock for the rest of the day is something that I did not do very much in the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah, camp is chill.
So it's really cool spending so much time in camp today. I'd just be hiking until sundown and then call it a day, get in my tent and sleep. I barely even leave myself time to cook. So it feels so relaxing just sitting down at a picnic table, which fancy picnic tables that Maine doesn't have, and just relaxing at the end of the day today. You failed at my attempt to create a fire here so far. The leaves aren't lighting, but give it a try. The best thing that we're about to do here is look into this chicken Alfredo pasta. Get a spoonful. Nichols, are you watching? Celebrate carrying this from Georgia to Maine.
I'm not a smoker. That's why I don't know how to do this without burning myself.
We were sitting here and enjoying the fire.
How do people do this?
Scorch here is like, let's try again.
Hot!
But the fire in our lighter is super hot and I burned myself too. So I was doing the exact same thing that she is doing. We burn a leaf burns and then no more. But we're sitting here enjoying the fire, have a nice Milky Way. We need either birch bark or lint or cotton balls or something because the leaves aren't working here. Never plan for these sort of things. I think last time we made a fire, Nichols came in clutch with what he had. We don't have Nichols, so. Anyway, it's been a great day. Nice relaxing evening in camp. Even if we don't have fire. But we're here at the Shaker campsite. We did about 10 miles. Started at 10 o'clock, so we did 10 miles in 6 hours with some breaks. Tomorrow we're going to go to Goose Cabin, which is only 10 miles from here. So another nice easy day and hang out at Goose Cabin is going to be a lot of fun. So looking forward to that, and then we'll plan the rest of the days.
Gotta find a shower.
Onward. Scorch wants to find a shower. It's only day 1 though.
Oh God.
We'll see you tomorrow. But for now, always remember to embrace the journey and happy trails.